Oh, hey guys. Oh, man, sorry. I'm just reading my book, The Origins of the Modern World. It's pretty good by Robert Marks, but I'm sure you probably want a review for your test. Oh my God, it's the first test. How was Mr. Sula's test? Oh my God, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to do. They're multiple choice tests, okay? The only thing I could say is make sure you go back to the introduction video if you haven't watched it. Find that overall theme of this chapter, so at least you get that question right. That's worth the most amount of points. I have my note sheet here, your note sheet. Okay, it's filled out. I'm going to try to make sure I can bang it all out for you in about 6 or 7 minutes. A good review for the test. It's not a perfect review. I'm not going to go deep into everything, but I will touch on probably everything that I can. So let's see if we can bang it out. Culture, shared beliefs and customs, things that people share if they live in regions. Geography, the study of the earth and the people that live on it, right? Cultures. Location, a position of anything on the earth, any place on the earth. And there's two locations, absolute and relative. We'll go over it. Migration, a movement of people from one country to the next. Regions, areas distinguished by cultures or physical features. And a monarchy. We need to know the monarchy because of Christopher Columbus in Spain. The queen and king, usually controlled by absolute power. All right, let's go through the first thing, which was what? Globes and maps, right? Map essentials. What's a globe? The most accurate depiction of the world, the most accurate representation. Latitude lines run this way. Parallels never touch. They measure north and south. Okay, 0 degrees is the equator. Longitude lines, the meridians, they go around the world like this. They measure east and west. These are 360 degrees. These are 180 degrees. 0 degrees longitude is the prime meridian. These meridians, it changes the date, right? Remember that. Hit maps. You need 5 things on a map, right? You're going to create a map if you haven't created a map already. You need to have a map title. You need to have a compass. You need to have a scale, a key, and a locator map. Title tells me what it is. The compass is the tool that shows north, south, east, west. Scale shows distance. Locator map shows where in the world it is. And a key and a legend shows you what those symbols mean on the map. You have 2 types of maps that we're going to go over a lot in class. A political map shows political boundaries, remember Governor of Texas. And a physical map shows topography, land features, stuff like that. What is geography? We already covered that, the study of the earth and the people. 5 themes of geography. Remember Mr. Help, right? Mr. Help, and remember what you do with your hands. Movement, what things move. Remember those things that move people, goods, information. Second one is R. Remember the regions, 3 regions. You have formal, that's a shared culture. You have a functional, like the Panama Canal. Perceptual, that's the cowboys out west. Human environmental interaction, these 3 down here. Remember, we adapt, modify, and depend on Mother Earth. Location, 2 types of location. Absolute, because of the dots on the map, the grid, using grid and degrees. And a relative, by using relative landmarks. Go down 2 blocks to the right. Last one is place, the place where you are. One place is defined by physical or cultural characteristics. And then we moved into early Native Americans coming over from Asia. They migrated from Asia. They shared their cultures. Remember, they lived in different regions, so they were not all one big Native American group living in the whole country. They broke off. Remember, they were hunter-gatherers. And about 5000 BC, they learned how to farm. Okay, and they started moving, and now you had these great big civilizations like the Olmec, Aztec, Incas, Mayas. They kept moving south. Who didn't want to move south, right? You want to go with the weather, not with the cold. So they share these cultures, they share these beliefs. That's how they're divided. They're divided by those regions and their cultures. Remember, they were different, though. They were different. Somebody in the Northwest would build a big totem pole. Somebody in the North east would build longhouses and stuff. The Southwest used irrigation. The Central Great Plains didn't have to. They had the Great Plains. But remember that they did share 2 things. They shared religion. Remember their religion. The animals are deities. They have a sun god, a river god, a water god, a wind god. They have a polytheistic culture. And the other thing they share is land ownership. Remember, if you're growing your crops on that land, you're good. You can keep your crops, land, but all that other land, everybody shares. They share land ownership. Remember what I said, that when I called fences like a white person or a European thing, because it was the Europeans who came over here, built forts, and created private property. Native Americans didn't have that. Then we went into the Europeans. Remember Vikings, Leif Erikson and his homeboys, 1000 AD came over here. They got kicked out. And then more Europeans in the 1400s continued to try to go out there and find that magical route to Asia, that sea route to Asia, and then to spread Christianity. The two reasons. The worst thing, if not the worst, it's one of the worst things that created with the start of European exploration, of course, going down the Portuguese, down the west coast of Africa, the slave trade. Unless you want to talk about Christopher Columbus sailing the ocean blue in 1492 for Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand of Spain, coming over here to the Bahamas and then wiping everybody out in Mesoamerica, Central America, the islands, the Native Americans with that smallpox. It's going to be one of those two things, right? It's going to be the worst thing that happens, either annihilations of native tribes or slavery. I guess take your pick. I don't know. They're both really, really bad. Remember, after Spain and Columbus came over here, then all those other nations wanted to come and expand their empires, and Sir Walter Raleigh got that charter to start a colony, and he went back and kaput, it failed. John Smith came over, and he started a colony about 1587, back to England, comes back, whoop, where'd everybody go? It's lost. All I see is Croatoan on the tree, because maybe the natives that killed them, I don't know. So those are the big things about what this chapter is about, right? We're talking about early civilizations in America. We're going to touch on it because once we hit the revolution and the 13 colonies, that's when we're going to go and slow down and really get into things and dive on things. Remember, slaves came over on the Middle Passage, and family, religion, and art and dance. We're going to get into slave cultures when we talk later on about slavery in America more. But good luck on your test, guys. I know you can do it. As long as you did this note sheet and study, you're going to ace it. Ladies.